Hi guys, today I want to give my review and first impressions on a playmat that I just received. This is from a fairly new company called Yggdrasil Materias. I just want to preface that this isn't a sponsored review. I just recently bought this playmat with my own money, and I'm just really excited because I do think that these guys do produce some very quality playmats. This is the 2-player cloth version. It's the Selene Fog Ivory color scheme, and this thing got sold out within minutes after launch, so I'm just really excited to have my hands on it, and I'm gonna be taking it out of its packaging and just kind of giving you my first impression. So let's do this. Alright guys, so here's the playmat. This is the packaging it came in. And let's open it up together. First off, and here it is. That's just half of the size. So here's the full size. This is roughly 26 by 26 inches. And again, this is a 2-player mat. So first impressions, it feels very soft. It feels kind of like suede. And as I run my fingers over the print, it kind of feels, it's not completely smooth. You can kind of definitely tell that there's a texture to it, but it's very flat. But you do feel a rough texture as you run your fingers through the print. But overall, the ink does not feel to be raised. It feels very flat. But again, it just has a bit of a grainy texture to it. Do I think it's gonna last a long time? I mean, that remains to be seen, but do I think it's a permanent solution? No. I'm gonna guess that this will probably fade over time and potentially even peel off. Otherwise, it feels really good overall. So even though it's extremely smooth, like suede, you can definitely tell there's a texture. It's also a very thin playmat. Not sure if you guys can see this, but it's really thin. This is what the bottom looks like. It's kind of like an anti-slip material, but it doesn't seem to be doing too much. As you can see, I can still slide it around very easily. As for the edges, these are not stitched, these are laser cut. So obviously they're going to be a little more prone to fraying. The test of time will determine whether this holds up or not. So now let's go ahead and use this as if we were to use it in a tournament setting. I'm going to go ahead and fold it and try to test out some cards. So overall, the cards glide very smoothly. You can feel a little bit of resistance as the card goes over the print. Again, due to that grainy texture I was talking about earlier. But overall, it's not too noticeable. You can also hear a little bit of scratchiness as I do this. The mic's probably not picking it up, but you can definitely tell. I don't think this will result in an issue with the print coming off, but over time, again, it could lead to some peeling. It's ultimately up to you guys if you think that's a deal breaker or not. But overall, I quite like the material and the finish and the overall quality of this playmat. So the overall fit and finish and feel of this product is really good to my hands. But obviously it's going to come down to personal preference. If you love or hate the way it looks, then obviously that's going to come first before quality. For me, overall, I'm a pretty big fan of this design. I think it's nice and minimalistic, keeps it clean. It's not too busy, there's not too much going on, but at the same time, it's not too plain and boring. I really like how they primarily focused around the edges, leaving the center to look very clean, since that's where you're going to be placing most of the cards anyway. And so, you know, it's not going to detract from the playmat or from the cards themselves. So I quite like that. But, you know, it's not too simple either. I'm a big fan of what they've done. And, you know, if you do like the way it looks, again, if it's not a deal breaker, if the print is not a huge deal breaker, or the fact that it's not stitched, then I think as long as you take care of this mat, it'll probably last you a very long time. I think these creases will eventually iron out. Obviously right now it's fresh out of the packaging, but I think it's going to be a non-issue over time. Also, again, consider the slip factor. As you saw, it does slide very easily on my desk here, but overall for me it's extremely pleasing to look at. It feels great, and the cards glide very smoothly. And again, there's not too much print in the center, so the little bit of scratchiness that you feel as you run the card through is really not going to be too much of an issue, because again, most of the print is going to be on the sides. I believe currently it's available in different color options. You can go on their website and check them out, but they are currently sold out, so do keep that in mind. I received mine in about a week, so quite happy with the shipping. And speaking of shipping, this came with free shipping, and it's also priced very competitively at around $57 here in the US, which is fairly competitive compared to some other playmats that could go as high as $100. So again, I would recommend this, but it's ultimately up to personal preference. And if you're looking for really good quality for the price, I think this offers a lot of value compared to a lot of the competition out there. So that'll do it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more.